The scenario is going to be Destruction. It is a 2015 Steamroller scenario. It includes Kill Box. You need 5 points to win. You get 1 point for controlling the zone, 2 points for dominating. You can't do either of those, though, until you destroy the enemy objective, and doing so will give you 1 control point. You can't do any of this scoring, though, until the second player's second turn. Hey there, this is Malorian, and this will be another War Machine Wednesday. They're about to switch sides here, but on the left you're going to have Mark with his Legion of Everblight, and he's actually going to be dropping Vayl. Meanwhile, on the right is going to be Christian, and he has his Scorn, and he's going to be running Mordikaar. Now, this will be kind of an interesting matchup. Of course, Vayl doing very well at hitting hard and getting the alpha and being able to back away with her feat. But meanwhile, Mordikaar, he's really more about trying to swamp here. It's a more infantry-heavy list. And then with Poltergeist, really trying to resist that initial alpha strike. So it'll be interesting to see how this lines up. On the right side, the Scorn battle group is going to consist of big old Tiberian and then 3 Drakes. This will give him 3 big sprays. Not a really good rat, but it's something he's trying out here. Otherwise, on the left side, Vayl is actually going to be running with Typhon. There's also going to be a Scythian, Seraph, Ravagore, and then also the Shredder. Now, there's a little bit of a mix-up here where actually they rolled for initiative and blah, 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 and they kind of both thought they were going first. So Christian goes and deployed first on the right side, but in fact it was actually first turn for the Legion player. So we just quickly adjust this because, I mean, sure, the counter deployment wasn't that big of a deal, but the 7 inches instead of 10 inches is, so he's just going to move that back up now. But the biggest thing here is going to be for somehow for them to really get a lot of use out of Tiberian. Tiberian, of course, a really, really tough guy to deal with. There are lots of heavies over here, but, you know, you got to get through the infantry first. Either way, Legion's going first. The Raptors go up. Then Vayl is going to be putting Leash up onto the Ravagore, pulling it up, also doing Slipstream. Then the Seraph is going to Slipstream up the Typhon, and then Typhon's moving up. Forsaken going up and pulling off all those Fury. Of course, those Forsakens are going to be massive in this game here. Otherwise, we are going to have the Ravagore shooting now. It actually is going to scatter and kill one of the Blood Runners. So there's one down. But then the last move here is going to be the Forsaken to pull off Fury, and he decides not to pull it all off. And that's going to cause some issues because he's actually running hot. Should have pulled it more off, but, you know, simple little mistake. Either way, Mordikaar is now going. He puts Hollow up into the Blood Runners. Then the Blood Runners are just going to run on up. Kind of what they do. Otherwise, Tiberian is going to take a point of damage, but he is going to be blocking all line of sight, really, to Mordikaar there, behind the building. Otherwise, you have the Keltari running up the top. They're going to be joined by the Agonizer. Neolators are going to be running down here, spraying out to kind of take on whatever they can. Otherwise, you got 1 Drake there going up, the Tyrant and Standard going up. Agonizer is going to the top side. Orin Midwinter goes to the bottom. Now, that one I thought was a little bit risky, getting Orin Midwinter closer to Raptors, but, you know, at least he has some elevation there. Otherwise, on the left side here for Legion, this is their second turn, and he starts with some bad luck, because remember how he had extra Fury? Well, his Shredder just went and ate his bottom Forsaken. So that really, really hurt. A really simple mistake, but now it's really going to cost him. But otherwise, he's now going with the Raptors. They're going to be going and trying to pick off a few guys here. But other than stealth, you know, causing an issue, he's having some trouble, shoots down a couple of guys, but not really too much. You know, it's a big investment. That's 10 points, so you really need those Raptors killing lots every single turn. Otherwise, you have the Spell Martyr kind of running into position. And this is one of those things where, I mean, when you have so few models, you have to make sure every activation counts. The Ravagore is going to shoot now and kill off 2 of the Neolators. And again, get another Scather template there, but I mean, 1 Scather template is not going to slow things down too much. Next is going to be a Seraph. It's going to start shooting. But man, it boosts all these shots here, and it's just missing everything. So it killed one model, but again, could have been a lot more. Last thing is Vayl's coming up, popping feet, arcing through with the Spell Martyr to get Rampager onto the Drake there. So he is going to get off. Now he's trying to figure out what's the best target to go for. Because, of course, you can now use that spray against your own friendly guys here. So he's going to come here and try and spray another Annihilator and then another Pain Giver in the back. Gets the Annihilator, so there's something down. Otherwise, now it's Typhon's turn. Typhon's going to move up, and he's going to start doing his sprays. Boosting a lot of these by killing off a couple of Keltari. Then coming over here, doing some sprays, killing off another Annihilator. And then killing off another Keltari. So, you know, not too bad. Killing 4 models here with Typhon. Every little bit helps. Otherwise, now this is the end, so now the feat's taking place, and the models are all pulling back. Really worried about that Tiberian there. Now, nothing is left in the zone. I think something could have been left in a corner or something and then been fine, but he decides to take everything out of the zone just to make sure he doesn't lose any pieces. So now we're moving on to score in turn 2, and this is where he can start scoring. So he's probably going to be going after that. First thing he does, moves up 1 Drake, which is going to be boosting on the objective, and actually doing like 10 damage with the first shot, so a pretty good one. Otherwise, these Blood Runners are going to be running and just really getting in the way. He's actually dropped Hollow now, but he's going with another Drake. It's going on the objective, destroying it. So there's 1 point, and we already know he's going to control it at least. So he's at least going to have 2 points. If he's feeling really risky, he could put in Mordikaar to go to 3, but we'll see. He only has 4 Annihilators left, so they're running up there. Keltari are running up. I mean, again, just trying to get in their way. Of course, that's going to be really difficult between all the sprays and stuff, but just got to really do their best. Otherwise, Drake getting up there. Tiberian running to that one side. They're taking another point of damage from those Scathers. Otherwise, the Agonizer getting into position. Tyrant running up, and the Banner on the other side. Mordikaar playing a little bit more safe after the Pain Givers do their thing, and then he's going to be popping his feet to try and protect all of his guys, and that's pretty much it. So scores 2 points, so the scenario is 2-0 in favor of the Scorn player, and now we're going to be coming back here to the Legion side, and they really have to do something decisive. Okay, well, Orin Winterwinter, he comes up, says no spells, but now we're on to Legion. Now, like I said, really have to kill a lot of guys and realize that Tiberian's probably going to punch in the face. But either way, first thing happens is the Raptors go, and they kill Orin Midwinter right away. And that's a pretty big deal. Otherwise, their other shots don't really do too much. You know, shoot down or try to hit a couple of guys, but, you know, it makes you wish, like, maybe you need an initial rival when you have that big investment. I don't know, but a lot of misses for Mark here right now. Otherwise, now the Forsaken, the second one, the surviving one, it's going to go and it's going to blow up. And this is where he really needs to try and clear off tons of this infantry. He rolls okay, a little bit underneath average, but at least that takes some of the guys off the board. He was definitely hoping for more, but what are you going to do? At least that's something, right? So otherwise now, he is going to be going to the Shredder. Shredder's going to try and kill a guy. Gets one out of the way. Next up, he is going to be, I believe he goes with the Seraph. Let's find out. Trying to remember what he does here. Oh, he's putting up Insight and all that stuff. The one where you get boosted things, or +2, whatever, when it's up in the control range. Then he's going to be doing Rampager on the one Drake. And it's going to try and spray his own guys, miss, and then be pushed back by Poltergeist, the feet there of Mordikaar. That pushback is actually going to be a big deal here. So now Typhon's going to go. Not overly aggressive, just trying to get some sprays across here. Killing off a couple, but I mean, actually, no, this is finally where the toughs are made. Previously to this, it was just like, no tough, no tough, no tough. So after like a dozen failed one, now he's going to actually make like 3 in a row. But otherwise, now it's the Scythian's turn to go, and he was really hoping to get in there, contest on that corner, and kill some of these Keltari, but he misses the first attack after he boosted it, and got pushed back 3 inches. So that's a big blow to the Legion player where he really thought he was going to have that guy in the zone. And so now he's trying to figure out what to do. I was wrong about the activation with Typhon. He was actually just slipstreamed up, but he's actually going to go and trample over to that corner, trampling over the Forsaken, not killing it, but not really getting what he was wanting to get here. Was really hoping to kill a lot more, but at least he contested the zone. He's kind of hoping he's out of range of Tibbers there, Tiberian, but now we're back to the Scorn turn 3, and he's going to be charging in here the Keltari. They'll be doing a little bit of damage as they come in, more importantly killing the Forsaken, so they don't need to worry about that anymore, and then just reforming a little bit further in. Now the Drakes are going to go, and this first one's going to aim and go after Typhon. Again, those POW 14s are not something you should ignore. They're pretty tough, and they can be finding ways to hit. In fact, maybe he wants to, you could always take, instead of 3 Drakes, take 2 Drakes and 1 Kriya, and then you can be paralyzing. But either way, Annihilators go in, they do some more damage to, say, like the Shredder and stuff like that. All the models is trying to get position and out of the way, and now this is where Tiberian comes in. It's like, oh wow, he makes it into Typhon, and Typhon's just going to go down. But although he connects with the initial charge, then everything misses. He needs 7s to hit, I believe it was, and it was just miss. So that was kind of bad. He kind of needs them or really wants them dead. And so here's the biggest thing. And Mordikaar is going to come into the zone because he figured that if he dominates, he wins. Well, that was actually incorrect. He's at 2 points. This is bringing a 4. And I was like, damn, I'm actually in a bad position. So he's going to shoot with his little magical lantern. He's actually going to be killing Typhon. So that's really good. But there's that Scythian right there that's in a very, very dangerous spot. So he's sitting on 3 transfers. He kills off one of the Raptors. In fact, the Raptor's going to have a problem because the leader is the one on the far right. So that'll be an issue. But really all they need to do now is get the Scythian through to Mordikaar, and it should be over. In between Chiller and all that, it should be pretty easy to do. So here goes Vayl. He's going to put up Chiller and the spell where if it's within her control, it gets the bonuses. So really, that Scythian's going to be hitting really hard, even though there's the debuff from the Agonizer. Now, I want you to look at the positioning of Tiberian, because unfortunately this is going to be coming up. Shredder trying to make an attack, not really doing anything. Now, the Seraph is going to come up and try and do some initial shots here just to try and take away these transfers. I believe he strips off 1 transfer at least, so that's something. Now, right there, you saw Tiberian fell. And unfortunately, we did our best, or I did my best, to put it back up, but without pictures, it's not exactly where it was. And so what's going to happen here is the Ravagore is going to shoot at Mordikaar, crank him something fierce, so he's going to have to transfer that. He's on fire, but whereas before, it kind of really looked to me and to Mark that the Scythian can sneak through, now when he's going to try and move that through, there's actually not room. And so I really felt bad about this. The tables here, if you lean on them, these top-heavy models can fall over. And so now Mark is going to try and make attacks against Tiberian, but like I said, he's a monster, and it just does not go well. And now this is horrendous. Whereas he could have gone through and killed it, now he just has Vayl sitting there with no transfers, and it's really, really bad. So this is going to go back over to the Scorn turn. The Raptors are going to go, and they're going to do their part to shoot too, and I believe they take off a few points. They're actually rolling really poorly here because they have poison bows, but they do like 1 point of damage and no point of damage, so really bad damage. Coming back to the Scorn, he has 2 choices. He could either just walk up and kill Vayl, or he could just go and kill the Scythian and the Shredder, and then it's over by scenario. So here we go. We're going to see which one he chooses to do. And he's just going to go for some other activations here first. Kill off a Raptor, why not? It's one of these things here where sometimes it's, I would rather just get to the final kill. But, it's good sometimes to get these other activations out of the way, just to kind of clear your head. So he's going to make some attacks here against the Shredder. And, oh no, this is now down at the bottom here. Sorry, my mistake. He's going to be doing some sprays up against the Scythian, doing some damage there. That's what's going on. After that, Tiberian's going to be going and killing the Scythian, so now there's just a Shredder left. And this is where Mordikaar, I believe, is going to be reviving up. Yeah, there we go. Reviving up another Annihilator. They're going to swing on the Shredder, kill the Shredder, and then once that happens, there's nothing else in the zone. They're just making sure that, like, this is it, right? There's nobody else that can test, and then they're going to shake hands, and that's the game. So again, one that could have really gone either way. Clearly, if there had been 2 Forsakens, that could have helped. Really feel bad about Tiberian falling over, but you know, that's one of those things that happens, and then you just have to kind of deal with it. Mark was really fine with things like, oh, it's no big deal, and they're just happy to have a game. So either way, hopefully you guys were happy to watch this game and enjoyed it, and we'll catch you later. Bye.